It's Accountech Bytes, your compact compendium of cash flow capers and cloud accounting curios, with me, Tom Herbert. Thank you very much for tuning in, and if you find this useful, please remember to like, subscribe, or follow. Let's get into the news, shall we? And we start with a report from the Financial Times about Big Four firm KPMG, whose study on the benefits of AI contained AI hallucinations. So, the report on how artificial intelligence is being used by businesses across the world exaggerated adoption of the technology, made up case studies about Swiss Bank UBS, the NHS, and Transport for London, and is the latest in a string of reports generated by big firms that contain such hallucination. Last month, we covered EY's retraction of a study on loyalty reward points. KPMG has pulled the content from its website, but Edward Tien, CEO of AI detector GPT-0, worries that having these error-riddled publications out there in the wild from presumably credible sources like the Big Four will end up poisoning the well of information. Slight change of pace now, and friend of the show, Dave Selleck, founder of accounting firm Sid Grove, has been in the House of Commons talking all things AI. So this is part of a Business and Trade Committee hearing on AI, business, and the future of the workforce. You can watch the whole thing via a link in the description to this video. But in short, Dave points out that while firms and their clients are using AI, it can't really be said that people are significantly falling behind at this stage. The narrative and hype around AI are nothing like the reality that he is seeing. Really enjoyed this piece from another friend of the show, Lara Manton. She's watched bookkeeping die 3 times, presumably with technology taking over. Well, here's what actually happens. So by way of a quick pressy here, the work moves, it doesn't disappear. Data entry was never where accounting professionals add value, and more tech is not the answer. Better judgment is. Secret CFO here comments on the comings and goings of the latest Anthropic model called Fable 5 that's been pulled due to security concerns. They say there's so much regulatory and security stuff to be worked out with AI, you could waste an insane amount of time trying to be at the cutting edge. And for finance leaders, this is an egregious use of company resources. They go on to recommend that finance leaders be interested in AI, but not obsessed. A bit of fundraising news now, and congratulations to the folks at Courtier, which has raised a £10 million funding round for the audit vendor as it seeks to expand into the UK market away from AI. And we have the third in a trilogy of articles on multi-factor authentication for agents, where Helen Thornley from the ATT and Lindsay Scott from the CIOT answer readers' questions and fill in a few more details on the opt-in process for MFA. On that subject, this from Ledger Lowdown, and apparently accounting firms across the pond are being targeted by a Microsoft 365 trick where the login page is real, the MFA prompt is real, but the attacker still gets the keys. So this is a type of attack called device code phishing, and involves attackers sending their own Microsoft codes to people at the firm, dressing it up as something boring and believable, getting the employee at the firm to enter that, and they're inside the system. Terrifying stuff. Now, if you'd been across Accounting Web or my LinkedIn, you'd have seen I've been banging on about this week, but HMRC has reiterated its threat to block agent access for accountants caught using screen scraping technology to access client tax data and aggregate it together so they can see a complete picture of their clients' obligations. These types of automation tools are against the government gateway rules, but are being used because HMRC doesn't present a credible alternative. Let's get into MTD Corner now, and big news from Scottish accounting system FreeAgent, who've released the ability to automatically capture and categorize rental statements. So the user uploads the letting agent statement, and FreeAgent will extract rental income and fee data, match line items to the correct property, assign the right accounting categories, and reconcile the final net bank payment in seconds. The Northeast's voice of reason, Sam Wood over at HMRC, has a few hints and tips for agents signing up their clients for making tax digital. So things like checking your client's eligibility, whether you're authorized to act for the client, confirming the client has compatible software or plans to obtain it, and details on getting signed up. Meanwhile, LKA's Director of Tax and Accountants Therapy founder Robin Milstead asks, is it really goodbye to the government gateway with MTD? So the government gateway was meant to disappear under Making Tax Digital, but during testing has not, which, as Robin points out, presents a series of challenges for agents. A bit of people news, and it's one in, one out at the top for TaxCalc. Goodbye to former CEO Paul Evans, and hello to new CEO John Goddard. Pleasing to note a lack of AI in his opening statement there. Let's get on some new stuff now, and bookkeeping and accounting automation tool Briefcase has launched paperwork requests. This new feature allows users to select transactions or bank accounts and request paperwork, enter the client's email address and a due date. They receive an email requesting the invoices or bank statements that need uploading, and the client replies to the email with the invoices, and they get matched automatically. Big update from everyone's favourite Estonian practice management tool, Uku. So they've moved everything onto a new technical foundation and shipped a whole load of long requested features at once. So they've released Quick Search, a universal search and action tool allowing users to search clients' tasks, invoices, contracts, projects, and more from a single input. Introduced more granular permission management, added role-based task assignments, automatic task delegation for when staff are on holiday, and lots more. This next one from Reward Strategy and income and employment verification platform Teal has partnered with accounting suite Iris to enable lenders and financial service providers to access payroll verified employment and income data. So rather than relying on manual pay slips, employer references, or other manual checks, they can just hook it up straight to your payroll and verify an applicant's employment status and salary directly through payroll records. Another one from the busy folks at AI meeting assistant Vinyl. This one they're calling Find Hidden Revenue in Your Client Meetings. So this new feature in Vinyl analyzes meeting transcripts to find places where clients have expressed a need that the firm could serve. Here's what it looks like on the system. It might be that the person in the meeting is to focus on compliance work. It might be that they are more junior and therefore don't know the entire swathe of services that are provided. Anyway, these signals can get missed. So with this new system, there are more opportunities to flag them. Here's one from the Mac lads over at Tugger, which now connects to large language model Claude using Tugger's MCP connector, allowing users to get insights through natural language queries. Here's one from global tax tool VatCalc, which has produced what it's calling the first tax engine for SAP Public Cloud. Enterprise accounting tool Stacks has introduced an agent designed to reconcile and resolve VAT issues, and a bit of partnership integration news to finish, and the folks at Free Agent now integrate with Equally, a reconciliations and accounting automation tool. And that's your lot for today. Thank you very much for watching. As always, if you'd be kind enough to like, follow, or subscribe if you find this video useful. I'll be back next week with another video. Bye for now.